Okay, so let's do 1B. I just was in the mood, so I just decided to create a new lesson. 1B is permutations arranging with or the idea of permutations, and the idea behind permutations is that you're going to arrange things with order. So let's take a look at the first question. I'm telling you to take a look at the word star. I'm asking you to arrange the letters to create four-letter words. I put words in quotations because rats and arts, those are words, but like straw, I could ask, let's see, like STRA. It's not really a word, but we're going to call it a word. So the question is, how do we quickly arrange the letters? Now, you could, run all the combinations. The first starts with an A, ARTS, ARST, ATRS, ASTR. You can run those, or we can use yesterday's lesson with the product principle. So the idea is we have a let's see. So the idea is that we have four letters, right? And so how many ways can we choose from the first? Well, we have four letters. So the first letter, there's four ways to do it there. How many ways are available for the second letter? Well, we've used one of the letters up. We have three. How many ways can we put a letter in the third slot? There's two ways, and then there's just one letter left. And so what we see here is that there's 24 words we're able to make. Once again, they're not all words like we know them, but there's 24 ways to differently arrange the letters in the word STAR. In this class, there's not going to be any repetitions, so don't worry about that. What you notice here, let's do a little notation. 1C, we're going to be talking about this. If we arrange n objects n at a time, right, this idea we have n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 all the way down to 1, we're going to call that n exclamation point, and that is read as n factorial. So 1 factorial is 1. 2 factorial is 2 times 1, which is 2. 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6, and so on and so forth. For numbers larger than like 6, 7, 8, like you can use your calculator. IB is not asking you to multiply. It's not a standard. Okay, so let's look at a question. There are 12 test questions. How many different arrangements are possible? Well, you could do the spaces that you can draw 12 spaces for the 12 tests, or you can just say, oh, you know what? It's arrangements. I'm using all the questions. I know it's 12 factorial. Go to your GDC or your calculator. Figure out how to do this on the GDC. I'm going to ask Siri, hey Siri, what's 12 factorial?
Just a moment. 12 factorial is 479,001,600.
So I'm not, let's see, 479,100,000. I'm not doing, you don't need to do that on your own. Just stick that in the calculator, it'll do it for you. Or IB will just be fine with you writing 12 factorial. That's totally fine. Remember, Remember, just know like, oh, you know what? This is a calculator part. This is a non-calculator part. Let's move on to the next question. You have a 7-digit phone number using the number 1 through 7. How many are even? Right? So, what's the important word here? Even. That's our constraint. Right? So this is this is a constraint. So, maybe you want to draw the spaces out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And, you think of a couple of numbers, but then you're like, wait a minute, but they have to be even. So where do you think the first constraint is? Anyone? Yes. Oh, yeah. Excellent. Yeah, this last number has to be even, which means you can only use a 2, 4, 6 here, which means there's only three options for the last number. What's going on in the other spaces? Well, there's 6 available for the first, 5 for the second, 4 for the third, and so on and so forth. Once again, these numbers look pretty big. Let's see what your calculator has to say. Hey Siri, 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 3.
6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 3 is 2,160.
So there's 2,160 possible phone numbers, 7-digit phone numbers that are even. Okay, one last problem with the constraint. Rearrange the letters from the word square into 6-letter words, but the words start with vowels, with all the values. So let's see. So once again, I'm going to do the 6 space. And what is my constraint? Well, I know this is the vowels, and this is, let's see, vowel, and this is consonants. Well, what are my vowels? Well, they're U, A, E. So I know I have 3, 2, 1. What's going on with my consonants? Well, once I also have 3. There's S, the Q, and the R. 3, 2, and 1. Obviously, if this is an IB question, they're not throwing in Y. Don't worry about that. They don't do that. So you go, okay, 6 times 6. There's 36 words that use the letter square and they which start with the vowels. That's it. You're doing 1B, 1 through 10. Once again, we're still in the HL book.